So, hello. I thought I would record the 5-minute update on the site visit as we didn't get to talk about it. So we had our virtual site visit to Yokohama, Japan's first port of call on Monday and Tuesday of this week. And the first thing I would say is thank you to the local organizers, so our local arrangements chairs and our hosts in the Pacifico Yokohama North, and my co-chair Yoshifumi Kitamura. All of these people did an incredible amount of work across 2 days to make what we thought was going to be a challenging remote site visit be an actual very, very successful remote site visit. We began on Monday morning in Japan time, which accommodated for everybody, all the vendors like executive events, the local professional conference organizer company called Secretariat, Carol Cliver, and also our accessibility consultant to come in remotely because they were all in different time zones, along with both Ashley and Sade from the ACM. They were able to come in for the first 3 or 4 hours of the morning meeting, which they basically then involved the local arrangements chairs walking with cameras on gimbals through the entire venue in all kinds of places, trying all kinds of things for us, opening doors, measuring steps, looking at whether or not there's braille signage, whether or not there's things that hit your head, asking questions about tables, chairs, lights, flow, smoking. A huge number of questions were put forward in that period of time. Once the people in the USA started to go to bed, we transitioned into a follow-up meeting, which was just local people, which actually I asked for everyone to conduct that in Japanese because the majority of people on the call at that stage were Japanese speakers. So that was largely going on in Japanese. And I know enough Japanese to kind of follow along. And occasionally when they need my advice or they thought this is something that Aaron needs to know, we would transition into English. Or some of the people on the call would also speak in English. Towards the end of the day, we then basically transitioned into our sanity check phase, which was basically people in Europe started waking up. And we then had a session where people like Anna Cox and Stephen Brewster and our assistants, Elena and Thomas, woke up along with maybe some other people. And we then basically went through the video that had been recorded in the morning. So that there was a 2.5-hour video, and we basically jumped through to key points. And we explained what we'd done. We'd explained where the sticking points were. We'd explained where the timing and the issues actually had to be kind of addressed a little more. And then we took some of their suggestions and questions and things that they noticed in the video that they thought, well, you've missed this, you've missed this. And we took that back then to the Tuesday morning session. So it was recorded videos, discussion in the morning, followed by a local discussion with the people from the Pacifico Yokohama North, plus also people in Japan, followed by a period of reflection at the end of Monday. On Tuesday morning, we transitioned into a similar approach, but then it was kind of deep dives into specific topics and specific locations. So at that point, it was the accessibility consultants, the accessibility consultant Accessology, along with the accessibility chairs, had gathered up a lot of questions the previous day. And we basically started going through those questions to make sure that the local arrangements chairs understood how to answer those questions. Some of them could be answered very quickly and easily by the people who run the venue, but some of them were going to be things that maybe would take days or even weeks of time in the days and weeks to come to answer, like getting the accurate step counts from specific locations to other locations. But because we also had that 24-hour cycle, it also allowed the Pacifico Yokohama North to respond and to show us some of the equipment, to show us some of the tables, to show us some of the ramps, to show us some of the safety ramps. And we were able to walk through and have people move wheelchairs up and down and actually talk about what would it be for people who have low vision or vision impairments to move around the physical space. So I think it was a very educational experience also for the people in Pacifico Yokohama North. So after we'd done a kind of a deep dive into accessibility, we moved on to the exhibit floor, and there was another deep dive into the exhibit floor where Carol and executive events were asking questions. And then we basically ended with another period of questions and answers. It was easy enough for me to follow along. I'd never been physically inside the Pacifico Yokohama North building, but I'd been into the rest of the convention center because I'd visited many times during my periods of sabbatical in Japan. So I'd actually been able to go to the site internally twice and externally 3 or 4 times because I just went there personally to visit, to walk around. So that helped me give advice and steer the conversation in different places. So I think it was a very successful site visit. I think there's a lot of text and material that we've learned that we can basically pass forward to anyone who's trying to do a remote site visit. And again, I would say at some stages we had nearly 40 people on the phone call, on the Zoom call, and also 40 people watching the YouTube stream, which actually proved incredibly efficient and easy to follow because people could actually chat inside of the YouTube stream and say, look left, look right, look down, no, look there, no, stop, stop, stop. Occasionally, if you watch the stream, you can see me going, stop, 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 because of course there's network latency and, you know, parts of the building, the videos dropping out. So of course that also raised the fact that it highlighted to us and to the Pacific Yokohama team, you know, the Wi-Fi is not rock solid all through the venue. So that needs to be considered. So that's my report. Hopefully that's proved useful. If you have any questions, just drop us an email. If you have any reflections or if you'd like to see any of the videos, please let us know and we can share them. Bye-bye.